Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as you know that we all are discussing the syllabus of your next revision test. So today we are going to discuss footprints without feet. Summary of the lesson will be discussed. Then extra questions and their answers will be discussed, which will be coming in your next revision test, which will be conducted on 21st February on Sunday. Okay, so first of all I'll show you the summary on your screen. After going through the summary, we will be discussing questions from last 10 years board examination question papers. So let us begin. Footprints Without Feet, written by H.G. Wells. Now, introduction. This story is about a scientist who discovered how to make himself invisible. As he was afraid of being discovered in London, where he had committed some crimes, he ran away to the remote village. However, he ran out of money and resorted to robbery, using his advantage of invisibility. Now, summary. Now, let us go through the summary. Griffin was a brilliant scientist. He carried on experiments for years to prove that the human body could become invisible. He swallowed certain rare drugs and became an invisible person. He had a quarrel with his landlord. In revenge, he set fire to the house. He removed his clothes, became invisible, and got away without being seen. He began to wander about the streets of London, without clothes, without money, and invisible. He happened to be in some mud. As a result, his footprints were left behind as he walked. Two boys were fascinated by the footprints without feet. They followed the footmarks. However, Griffin easily dodged them. Next paragraph. It was midwinter. The air was bitterly cold, and he was without clothes. When the cold became unbearable, he slipped into a big London store. When the store was closed, he broke open boxes and found warm clothes for himself. On wearing them, he became a visible person. He found cold meat and coffee in the kitchen. Then he took sweets and wine. At last, he slept on a pile of quilts. When he woke up the next morning, the assistants had already arrived. He got nervous and began to run. They chased him. Then he quickly took off his clothes, became invisible, and escaped from there. This time, he entered a theatre company. He made his way upstairs. Nobody could see him because he was invisible. A little later, when he came out, he was wearing bandages round his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big, bushy, 6 whiskers, and a large hat. He attacked the shopkeeper from behind and robbed him of all that he could find. Griffin was eager to get away from crowded London. He went to the village of Iping and booked 2 rooms at a local inn. His uncommon appearance attracted everybody's attention. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every possible effort to be friendly with him, but he told her frankly that he had come there to work in solitude and did not want to be disturbed. She was satisfied. She thought he was an eccentric scientist. Moreover, he had paid the rent in advance. When his stolen money was spent, he admitted that he had no ready cash. He said that he was expecting a check and then he would make the payment. Thus, he satisfied the landlord. Griffin took off his clothes and became invisible. He entered the clergyman's home with an intention to steal money from there. The clergyman and his wife woke up when they heard noises in the study room. The clergyman entered the room with a poker in his hand. To his surprise, the room appeared to be empty. He and his wife searched everywhere, but there was no trace of the burglar. Yet the desk had been opened and the money had been stolen. That morning, the landlord and his wife got up early. They were surprised to find the scientist's door wide open because it was usually shut and locked, and he did not allow anybody to enter his room. When they entered the room, they found the scientist missing. The clothes and bandages that he always wore were laying in the room. In the meantime, the invisible scientist entered the room. He attacked Mrs. Hall with the bedroom chair. She and her husband left the room in terror. Mrs. Hall was convinced that the room was haunted by spirits. She held the strange scientist responsible for that. The neighbors felt that the trouble was caused by witchcraft. When they came to know of the burglary at the clergyman's home, they suspected the strange scientist. Their suspicion was strengthened when he suddenly produced some ready cash because Only a day before, he had admitted that he had no money. They secretly sent for the village constable. When Mrs. Hall saw the scientist emerging from his empty room, she demanded explanation. The scientist became furious. He threw off his bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and false nose. The space above the shoulders was now empty. The people in the bar were horrified to see a headless man. In the meantime, Mr. Jeffers, the constable, arrived there. He was surprised to find that he had to arrest a headless man. He tried to get hold of the man who was becoming invisible. The constable was struggling with someone whom he could not see at all. Some people who tried to assist him also received blows from the invisible scientist. The constable was knocked unconscious. Griffin had shaken himself free. In their nervousness, people tried to hold him, but they did not know from where to catch him. It's all about the summary. Now let us discuss questions from last year's board examination question papers. If somehow you discovered how to become invisible, how would you use the opportunity? So your answers may vary. Let us go through this model answer. If I discovered how to become invisible, I would use this opportunity to punish all those people who cause trouble to others for their own selfish motives. I would catch them and hand them over to the police without letting them know that I was behind them. I will also help the law enforcing agencies when they conduct raids on criminal hideouts, as I will be able to move in the open without fear of being seen. This will help the people of the country to become more law-abiding citizens. Now question number 2. Griffin was not a true scientist, as he missed his scientific discovery. Illustrate this point by giving 2 incidents from the story. Answer: a true scientist is a law-abiding person. A scientist is also called a natural philosopher. Griffin was not a true scientist, as he did not use his discovery of how to make himself invisible for good uses. He lost control of himself and behaved like a criminal. First, he set fire to his landlord's house and ran away. Then he stole food from paying for it in a London store. Besides, he robbed the owner of a theatrical company and stole many from the clergyman's desk. Question number 3. What impression do you form of Griffin after reading the lesson, Footprints Without Feet? Griffin was a brilliant scientist as he discovered a drug due to which his body became transparent as a sheet of glass after swallowing it. This made him invisible, but he was a lawless person. Because of his misdeeds, he became a homeless wanderer without clothes and money. He was an introvert with a desire for solitude. He was always seeking adventure, being fond of mysterious things. However, he was unscrupulous as he robbed various people to finance his work. Besides, he was angry very quickly, which caused him to become a fugitive. Question number 4. Griffin was rather a lawless person. Comment on it. Griffin was not bothered if he had harmed anybody in the fulfillment of what he wanted. He set his landlord's house on fire because the landlord had tried to make him leave. Then his robberies at shop and later in the village indicate that he was a lawless person. When he encountered the landlady of the inn, he threw a chair at her and her husband. Lawless persons like Griffin never think about the safety and well-being of others. They are only concerned about themselves. Now question number 5. How did the invisible man first become visible? The invisible man first became visible when he accidentally stepped into some mud and his footprints started becoming visible to two boys who followed him until his footprints fainted and became invisible again. He got rid of them and spent a night at a large London store where he wore some clothes and slept on a pile of quilts. The next morning, when he was still sleeping, the store assistants started coming in and saw him, which was actually the first time he was seen. Question number 6. What other extraordinary things happen at the inn. So the landlord and his wife, surprised to see the scientist's door open. Usually it is shut and locked, and he becomes furious if anyone enters his room. The opportunity seems too good to be missed. They peep round the door, see nobody, and decide to investigate. The bedclothes were cold, showing that the scientist must have been up for some time. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. A moment later, the hat on the bedpost leaped up and dashed itself into her face. Then the bedroom chair became alive. Springing into the air, it charged straight at her, legs foremost. As she and her husband turned away in terror, the extraordinary chair pushed them both out of the room and then appeared to slam and lock the door after them. Mrs. Hall almost fell down the stairs in hysterics. She was convinced that the room was haunted by spirits, and the stranger had somehow caused these to enter into the furniture. Question number 7. What curious episode occurs in the story? A clergyman and his wife were awakened by noises in the study very early in the morning. Creeping downstairs, they heard the chink of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. He and his wife looked under the desk and behind the curtains, and even up the chimney. There wasn't a sign of anybody. Yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was missing. Some more questions. Question number 1. Why were the two boys in London surprised and fascinated? So the two boys in London were surprised and fascinated when they saw fresh muddy footprints of a human being on the steps of a house. But no man was there making them. As they looked, fresh footprints appeared from nowhere. Now question number 2. It has also been asked in CBSE examination 2011. Why did Griffin decide to slip into a big London store? Griffin decided to slip into a big London store because the season was midwinter, due to which it became difficult to wander about without clothes in London. Question number 3. How was Griffin a lawless man? So Griffin was lawless because he had committed many antisocial deeds for which he never felt guilty. He set fire to his landlord's house and ran away. He stole foodstuffs and clothes from a London store, stole other goods from a theatrical company, and also stole money from a clergyman's house to pay his bills. Now, question number 4. Question number 4 has been asked in CBSE examination 2012. As you can see, it has been written against the question. What did Griffin do in the shop of a theatrical company? So the second time Griffin tried to stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something like side whiskers, glasses, false nose, bandages, hat, etc. that would hide the empty space above the shoulders. Question number 5. How did Griffin find himself invisible but naked? How did Griffin find himself invisible and should be there, it is misprinting, and naked in the chill January air for the second time? So as he had overslept in a big London store, so when store opened in the morning, the store assistants came in. Griffin panicked and ran. Chased by the assistants, he had to take off his newly found clothes to become invisible and escape, so that he found himself invisible but naked in the chill January air for the second time. Now, question number 6. What did the Halls see in the scientist's room? So, it has been asked in CBSE examination 2013. As the door of the room was opened and nobody appeared to be inside, the Halls entered the scientist's room. They saw that the bedclothes were cold, showing that the scientist must have been up for some time. The stranger still the clothes and bandages that he always wore were laying about the room. Question number 7 has been asked in 2014. How did the visible man become invisible? What he do then? The invisible man got angry with Mrs. Hall for asking an explanation for the mysterious happenings and threw off all he was wearing on his head, so that he became a man without a head. Soon the constable Jeffers arrived to arrest him, but the invisible man threw off all his clothes to become invisible, and in the ensuing scuffle knocked Jeffers unconscious and escaped. Question number 8. What happened Jeffers when he tried to catch the invisible scientist? So when Constable Jeffers tried to catch Griffin, he became invisible by removing his clothes. Jeffers found himself struggling with someone who couldn't be seen. He was hit by blows by Griffin and soon was knocked unconscious. So it's all about this video, dear students. In my next video, I'll keep discussing these questions. Now long answer type value based questions are left, which will be discussed in my next video. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.